So my wife is getting ready to take off for work, and I plan to attempt to make some awesome resin casted buttons with this new makeup that she recently purchased. The only problem is, well, I'm gonna have to destroy the evidence as I don't want her to know about this because, we really didn't talk about it beforehand. Actually, you know what? Rather than destroy it, I'll tell you what, why don't I just give this away? If this ends up working, we'll give away these buttons.
I'm out of here, rocker. See you later.
Bingo! Let's grab it. Well, here we go. I've officially stooped to a fresh new low. I've taken my wife's makeup bag. As you can see, there's kind of a lot in here. And for the most part, I think a lot of this would be very usable for my purposes. But, I think we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. So let's quickly rewind and figure out exactly how I got here. You see, something interesting happened since COVID, which is my wife doesn't really go to the nail salon anymore. Instead, she started doing her nails here at home, which in turn has led to some fun new nail designs that she probably wouldn't have otherwise tried. However, I couldn't help myself and think, some of these designs would look really awesome on my GameCube controller. So now, this is where I find myself, sifting through my wife's makeup bag, trying to figure out which of these nail polishes would make the best buttons for my controller. Well, after checking out each and every single one of these, I think these are the 4 I'm going to choose and attempt to make some buttons with them. The first is a really nice color shift purple, gold, and copper. Next is a blue and purple color shift. Third is this purple, blue, orange, red flake. And finally is this blue, green color shift. I don't know. I have a feeling these can make some really cool buttons if this works. So what you're about to hear me say, I feel like I need to repeat throughout the video, which is quite simply, I have no idea what I'm doing. When it comes to how to best apply nail powder to a button mold for casting, I kind of feel like I'm entering a brave new world, but that's for another time. Anyway, there's multiple ways to make this happen. So the first experiment is really the brush approach, which is kind of just to brush it on to the actual silicone mold and just apply a light, thin coat of the powder to the mold. From there, I'm going to go ahead and backfill the mold with resin, and the powder should stick to the outside of the buttons. Now, my plan is to do this with both the color shift purple, gold, and copper, as well as the purple and blue color shift. For the flake, I plan to take a similar approach, but actually, I want to create a little bit more depth with that, so I'm only going to partially cover the mold with some of the flake. As for that last color shift powder, well, I kind of got something really cool planned for that. I have no idea if it works, so I did most of the work for that off camera. Oh boy, this desk is a mess. This is YouTube. Everything's supposed to look spotless and clean. Well, gotta clean this thing up. But while we do that,
it's time for Life Lessons with Rocker.
Relationships are not easy. So here's my totally unprofessional advice on 3 ways on how to treat the ladies. Number 1, never, and I mean never, go through your lady's purse, handbag, makeup bag, or wallet. Number 2, don't lie. It only gets you in trouble. And number 3, if you fail at points 1 and 2, remember, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Wow, I'm a total dead man.
This has been Life Lessons with Rocker.
You disgust me. How can you live with yourself?
Okay, that was weird. Well, the mold is all prepped and now it's resin time. So we're going to be using this Alumilite clear resin. It's a 2-part resin that is mixed 1-to-1 by weight. I've been using this resin exclusively for some time now, and I really, really like it. As a matter of fact, I liked it so much that I reached out to Alumilite directly to tell them how much I like it. And as a result, they pass along a discount code. So if you want, you can go ahead and check out the link in the description and use the code ROCKER10 to get 10% off your order. Now, as far as dyeing the resin goes, my plan is to dye it black and then inject it into the molds. Again, this is where I get to the point where I say, I just don't really know what I'm doing. But, you know, the background of all the nails that my wife has done has been black, so I'm kind of thinking this is the way to do it. But, you know, it'll take about 2 hours and we can demold and figure out if it worked. So with that out of the way, I think it's time for a little bit of montage while we get these molds injected. With the molds injected, it's time to get these into the pressure pot and subject them to 60 pounds per square inch of pressure. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and heat my pressure pot, and let's check back on these bad boys in, I don't know, about 2 to 3 hours.
12 o'clock midnight.
Now comes either the best part or the worst part, because it's like Christmas morning when you're cracking open these molds and you have no idea what you're about to get into. So let's get all these molds opened up. Let's take a look how these turned out. And here's a quick spoiler. They're absolutely awesome. While all these turned out absolutely great, you know, there was that one set with the green that I kind of said I was going to do something with a little bit later and did a lot of work off camera. Well, these are pretty crazy and they look absolutely incredible. So as I mentioned in the intro, man, I got to dispose of this evidence. Because let me tell you what, my wife, she's one smart cookie and she's going to know that I used her makeup to make these buttons. So if you want to win these buttons, it's really simple. All you gotta do is subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, could be anything you want, and if you're interested in getting more opportunities to win, make sure you check out the Gleam link in the description below. If you're interested in picking up any of this makeup here, I mean, I went through my Amazon purchase history and, well, sure enough I found it all, so I've left some links to that in the description below as well. Well, with that being said, guys.
Rocker, what'd you do with my nail supplies?
I'll see you guys for another one here soon. Bye.